Hey everybody, Cody from Buck Builds here. Just want to do a quick video, cover some of the specifics with this new Suburban build coming out. This is the Snooki replica that I did of Josh Rowan's Suburban, aka Snooki. This is just a test body, but this is the basics of what you'll get, but obviously this one has a broken pillar. This is going to be the limited edition body. It has rear gate and doors that open up. No hood. A lot of good little details. Some print lines you'll have to sand out. I'm not here to cover that in this video. I'm here to show you the basics on construction of your Suburban. So in the kit you'll receive body, interior / chassis, 2 rear doors, 1 rear gate, 4 wheels, 4 tires, 2 bigger rear, 2 smaller skinny fronts, 2 metal axles for the wheels. You will also receive 2 sewing pins. Those are for these 2 doors. Oh, we gotta roll away. So this skinny piece of metal that you will receive, oh, see if it'll focus. This is going to be for the rear gate. We will get to that in just a minute. In this video, I'm not going to be covering the entire build. I'm just going to show you kind of the starting points. This little box up here I was not able to get rid of, so I start by sanding that down, getting that off there. I will go under here, and the exhaust sticks down a little bit, so I sand right there, get it down nice and good. You can always test fit with your front tires to make sure it goes down all the way. I'll show you in this one how far I sand it down. It's going to be kind of hard to see. You can see it's a pretty good amount. Other than that, that's the basis on the chassis. Typically I'll take a nail file and sand the bottoms of the chassis just to get rid of all the little spots and whatnot. This one does have Snooki embroidered in the back, amps, subwoofers, pretty detailed interior. This is actually the older one that I made, so it is not finished yet. I have that one right here. A little bit more detail on the inside on the final version. Just used acrylic paint on the interior, some translucence on the engine parts. So back to the body. You're going to have the 2 rear doors. See if we can pick this up on video. There's going to be a hole right here in this corner, a hole right here in this corner. That's going to be for these to go into, which that will be the next step. You will take your door. I'll see if I can pick this up without stabbing myself. Alright, so I'm doing all this through my phone, so it's a little bit different than normal. So take your pointy end, slide it into there. Be very careful to where you don't stab yourself. And you don't want to put much pressure on the outside, so you don't want to push it too hard or it will break. You can put it on the table, give it a little push. You can even take your tweezers and just make sure it stays straight up and down. Make sure it's in there real good. You're gonna take and cut off. You can start off longer if you want, but just a little bit. So you'll have a little bit sticking out. That's probably gonna be too much. This is going to be a driver's side. Oh, yep, and I just broke it. So don't do that. This is a very frustrating build, so I'm trying to look through my phone. I am not doing this correctly or as I would normally, so I can't pay full attention like I normally would. It's really hard to see through. Slide your other pin in. You can see it slide up to about there. And like my pliers, pretty much you butt it up to the bottom of the door and clip it off. Oh great, that hit the carpet. That's gonna be fun to find. All right, so we'll go to this other side. And that should slide right in. You're gonna have a little bit of wire sticking out right here. If it's too long, that is not good. So you'll want to trim it to where that piece is far enough out or far enough in that you can put a little bit of glue in there and seal it shut. Already going on 5 minutes, folks, so I apologize. This could be a little bit longer video than anticipated. Alright, so we will go back to, I believe it was this door. Nope, other door. I always recommend pushing on something other than your finger. So when you get to final length and everything, I recommend a tiny drop of super glue on those before you push them in. And then hold that tight, and then this just drops in here. So I left this open to put a little bit of super glue in there and be able to make sure you have it the right length. So you can see the end of the pin goes to about there. So it leaves a little bit that you can fill with glue, but it lets you make sure you get it long enough, because there's really not much room to hold that. But otherwise it just sits right in there like that. The top gate, I'm going to do another little part. As I mentioned before, this kit is not for beginners. This is pretty extensive work to get all of this right and cut exact and clean, and there's only going to be a limited edition run of 15 of them. So this rear gate right here, get this wire in, you want to get it pushed in. You're going to have a hole on the outside here, and then it runs through and then out that side. So as you do this, you have to make sure and this part is very sharp, so it can go into your finger very easily. So through that side, now you gotta line up this side. Ouch. Alright, so we're both sides now. So that'll open, close. Some of these are going to need some sanding done on this bottom side to close, depending on how thick your paint is. It's a very tight tolerance, so you might have to sand the bottom of that gate, which I had to do on the final version of mine. You can mark this. If you push this back, same with those bottom ones, how you leave a little bit to put a drop of glue, and then you can sand it out once you get it glued in there. I'll typically mark one of these, or I'll grab it right there and pull it out and then cut that much off of it. So it goes in. Again, we're dealing with very, very tight tolerances, very small sections that are holding this stuff together. So right now, the end of it goes to about there. You want the end of it back here with a little bit of a dip in there, so you can put some glue in there and then sand it down all smooth. So you'd end up pulling this back out, cutting that, and that's your lift gate. That is pretty much it for the new stuff on this chassis that hasn't been done before on any of my other stuff.